Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the All Time Podcast, the podcast of all time. Today, we're talking about staying safe in these troubling, trying times. There's been a lot of contentious, dangerous activity going on in the cities, more to be expected. So, I just wanted to put this out there just to help any of y'all out there who are concerned about your safety, staying safe in your area. Unk is here and he has you covered. All right, so let's preface this by saying I am not current or prior military or law enforcement. I am just a normal guy who notices things and just wants to stay safe. And I want you all to stay safe in this increasingly dangerous world that we're living in right now. All right, so I know what some of you may be thinking. Jay, I don't live in the ghetto and I don't ever plan to. Why would I even care about this? And to that I say, in United States hood come to you. It's not necessarily so much that we are going out into dangerous areas. It's so much that the danger is increasingly coming to us, coming to our doorsteps, coming to our neighborhoods, our communities. And unfortunately, for many of us, we have to go out into sketchier areas just in order to work because most of the jobs will be residing in these cities. So, with that said, let me get on to my first bit of advice, which is just stay away from the sketchy areas if you can. If you don't have to go through a suspicious or bad area, just don't, especially at night. Although increasingly things have been happening in broad daylight these days, but work has a lot of us working in or near or around or through some bad or sketchy or dangerous areas. And this leads me on to my next tip: have some situational awareness. There's actually a quote from this. I can't even remember where I got it from, but it was something along the lines of, although things can happen quickly, they rarely happen without warning. Or maybe it was, although violence can happen quickly, it rarely happens without warning. But the point is, when things happen, there are usually signs that happen, that occur before it actually takes place. And it's going to be your job to pick up on those so you can be able to act effectively. So, obvious part of situational awareness is look around you, take note of the people, the place, what's going on. Are there vehicles nearby? Just what's happening. And you don't want to be too obvious about this. You don't want to be standing around with your head swiveling all around the place. Just kind of glance here and there. You can use your peripheral vision so you can get a feel of what's around you. Take a look at what's around you without being super obvious about it. But above all, what you don't want to do is have your face buried inside your phone the whole time. I've seen too many crime footage videos where a woman or someone is just, they have their head buried in their phone as they walk, and they just get jumped. The criminals get the jump on them. And guys, it's 2026. We cannot be doing that. You don't have your head all buried in your phone. It's not whatever it is. It can't be that important. Don't be texting away. Don't have earbuds in with loud music playing. If you have to have them in, have like one in, or keep the volume low. You need to be able to have your senses on you. That's what's going to save you. And so my next tip is carry a weapon on you, preferably a firearm. I am a strong believer that every law-abiding good citizen should be able to have a means to defend themselves with a firearm. But of course, this is all contingent on your local laws, state laws, federal laws. So just follow the rules. I can only officially tell you to follow the rules. But of course, you do you, King. And with great firepower comes great responsibility. As a firearm owner and carrier, you need to be well trained. You need to be able to handle your firearm properly. You need to be able to deploy it effectively, quickly, and you need to be able to use it effectively. You don't want to get into a situation where you're a liability to everyone around you because you are just spraying and praying, and now it's reached the point where you are the threat now because of your lack of training. So with owning a firearm and carrying comes lots and lots of training. You need to be able to be effective. Definitely enroll in a pistol class if you've never done so before, especially if you're a beginner, just got your first firearm, perhaps. That's going to give you a really good base to start with, and then from there on you can continue to take courses, take classes, but also do lots of training on your own time. Knives are another pretty good option. Obviously, not as preferable as a firearm, but you may be limited in what you're able to carry on you. But with that said, avoid a knife fight if at all possible. Knife fights are absolutely brutal, and you can go to sleep forever very, very quickly if a very vital area has been cut. You will bleed out very, very quickly. I believe there are classes that specialize in knife fighting, but it's just something you just want to avoid it if you can. If something's happening, someone's got a knife, you are going to get cut if you engage. So just definitely avoid it at all costs, especially if you're slashed on the vital arteries on your neck. You will go down very, very quickly, and there will be very little that can be done to save you. So just avoid that if at all possible. Pepper spray is a non lethal option for those who are limited in what they're able to carry or are not willing to exact lethal force on an assailant. And there's some other options as well, but those are typically the most common ones: a firearm, a knife, or pepper spray if you need to engage in self defense. But if you can get creative, if there's something around you that you can use to help yourself survive the encounter, that's fine too. Things like rocks, sticks, pipes, metal rods, planks, anything. If it'll help you out, you may have to do what you have to do. And this next tip is more of like a mindset kind of thing. Be ready for violence at all times. Always be aware that violence and threats can break out at any time. The average normie, they are just not prepared for violence or for an attack or an assault or anything like that. You need to condition your mind to react very, very quickly to threats so you're not just sitting there frozen up whenever something pops off. You do not want to be frozen when you should be acting. If anything happens, don't freeze up. Don't just shut down. You have to act. You have to do something. And this is why training is so important. You revert back to your base level of training in a crisis. You don't rise up to the occasion. You don't just become Superman out of nowhere. You revert back. You go down to your base level of training and thinking. With normies, they just don't really come across or see or witness true violence very often, if at all. We live in a very insulated, modern society where a lot of that is just not even seen much anymore. And the thing with violence and death is that it's nothing like it's portrayed in media, in the movies, the TV shows, the dramas, and things like that. It's very it's very cut and dry. It just happens. It just simply happens. There's no fanfare. There's no drama to it. There's just nothing. It's just, oh, he just goes down, and that's just the end of that. It's very humbling how that actually happens, because you expect if something happens to someone or even yourself, it would be this big dramatic affair, uh, lots of lots of embellishment, lots of everything, and but instead you just cease. That's it, or you just get maimed. That's it. But anyways, getting back to it, I'm just gonna close on this last tip. Just avoid trouble or fights or altercations if possible. Just don't get into any kind of situation if you don't have to. There's not a whole lot to gain from it, and you have a whole lot to lose, including your life. So if you can get away without having to get into any kind of altercation or fight or situation or anything, absolutely avoid it. The goal of this is not to go around being a big shot tough guy, looking for trouble, looking for a fight. The point is to just come home safe, come home alive. We want to come home alive. We have loved ones that want us to come home safe. Let's try and do everything we can to make that happen. So, thanks for tuning in to the episode. And it seems I've already got a subscriber. That means a whole lot to me. I will definitely keep episodes coming, and I will definitely keep improving things as I go. I'll likely revisit this topic in the future, hopefully with better quality. So, folks, please like, share, and subscribe for more of the all time podcast. Comment down below what you're doing to stay safe these days in these troubling times. And this is Jay signing off.